Hi, my name is David Dinsmore. I'm Chief Operating Officer at NewsU. We decided to install a hard paywall in 2010, and it was a time when the rest of the world was saying you've got to make your journalism free. And management at that time made the decision that that wasn't going to be the case for the Times. That was a decision that was not met with overwhelming support from the Times newsroom. And in many ways there was a revolt where the writers would take to Twitter and so on to say that this great piece that they'd written, or this great investigation that they'd done, or this great story they'd broken, but you can't read it because it's behind the paywall. But over time, and the world changed and people realized that you had to pay for content. Content had the most value. It was the most valuable thing that we were producing. And slowly but surely, as those same journalists saw their competitors and colleagues on other titles beginning to struggle with cost constraints and redundancies, while the Times was able to invest further into the newsroom, they realised that actually having that paywall was their salvation. And they are now full square behind it and supportive of it. And where we're now going is that we're now in the place where we can be a lot more flexible with that paywall and share more of the content and get more of that great Times content out to new consumers and new potential subscribers. The Times is a 250-year-old brand, has been around for an awful long time, and has seen basically everything during all that time. But it was clear that the world was changing, and that customers and readers had become listeners and viewers, and you had to reach them how they wanted, where they wanted, when they wanted. And we purchased a radio company in 2016. And what that did, it brought experts into the building, and we built new studios, and we had people who really knew what they were doing in the world of audio. And we were then able to supplement those experts with our own journalists and creators from the newsrooms. So we were getting the best of both worlds. But when we tried to do these things in the past without having that expert wrapper around it, it never quite hit the mark. So the advent of Times Radio has been a huge success in terms of getting the Times to a wider audience, explaining more about Times content, showing what the Times does. It's interesting, the letters editor has now become a star. Nobody knew who the letters editor was before. Now he's got a name, he's got a slot on Times Radio, and it's one of the most popular parts of the week on radio. And that is happening across the board. And we're now moving into a more visualised part of that as well, as we move into TV to meet that consumer demand and need.